Welcome everyone. So today we'll be going through the QA engineer roadmap. For example, you are a quality assurance engineer or a software test engineer who is in the beginning phase of the testing and want to traverse through a journey from a beginner to an architect. So this is my perception that we can follow this path so in order to become an architect from the beginner level. So if we look at this journey, and as you know there are four wheels of the car, so we need to start from the basic. What I believe that if you need to start from the basic, you need to understand the testing principle first. As an QA engineer or a tester, you need to think from a customer point of view. That also I would recommend to do a ISTQB certification, because if you go for the ISTQB foundation level certification, you will be learning different types of testing, like what is a manual testing, what is automation testing, which test cases would you go for automation and why, what are the different testing principles, what are the different testing techniques, what is a black box testing, what is a white box testing. You will get to know from the testing principle. So number one, that you should have the testing mindset, that you need to visualize the thing from the end user point of view. Okay, and you need to aware of the basic testing principles so that you can write a test case, you can design a high level calendar, and you can have the plan like what the test data I need, and what are the different type of testing that I can carry out along this scenario. Now if we go to the next level, we should know the basic things like SQL, Unix, any one programming language. For example, we can say core Java, because nowadays this core Java and Selenium, they're popular. Slowly we are moving to the Python with Selenium, but you can choose any programming language. Okay, then we need to know little bit about the REST API and how to test REST API. So we need to know about the Postman. So SQL, we need to perform all the database operation, like we need to know how to query to a database, how to update a database, how to modify in the database the CRUD operation. And Unix, like if you know most of the servers in the backend, they are based upon the Unix or Linux, so it is good to have the some basic Unix or Linux command. Then knowledge any programming language like core Java, so that you can use the testing API, or you can say the tools which are available like Selenium, or might be to connect to the database you can use the JDBC. So you should have knowledge of any one programming language. And Postman in the REST API, you should know that what are the different type of requests like get, post, put, delete, at least, and what are the different type of response code that we validate during a API testing. Now, when you look at the next level, as I discussed, once we know the programming language, we should use the API or the tools, we can say, which are available in order to automate them. Okay. For example, if we are testing a web page or e-commerce website, so we can go for the Selenium with automation for that. Then if we are going for this you know for any API testing, then we can use the core Java with REST Assured. And if we are doing some database testing, we can use the core Java with JDBC. And if we are using any Unix or server, and if we want to connect to the Unix from the backend by any programming language, we can use on any JCS library. This is just an example, but there are ample of libraries that we can use in order to automate our day-to-day For example, we can use Java effects to create one tool. For example, if you are uh, doing any kind of Excel manipulation or anything, and you want to automate that, at that time you will be requiring any one of the programming language. Then, if we go ahead one step from the programming language and having the knowledge of this API, then we need to start learning the framework, that how we can effectively use and in a proper format, so that the maintenance can be easier. So we need to learn the different type of frameworks that are available, like a data driven framework, or we need to learn the page object models. Then there is a cucumber BDD that we'll get to learn from the upcoming videos. So once we got some knowledge in the basic four, we need to go ahead to the next level, that will enhance our journey from this intermediate level to the architect level. So what else we need to learn? Now we first know the testing principle. We know how to what to test. Then we come to the basic of the tools or technology, we can say. That for database we are going through SQL. For Unix we are learning the Unix command. Then core Java as a programming language. Then for the API we are using the Postman. That is first one is what we are testing, second one is how we are testing, third one that how we are automating the test cases, okay, and the fourth one is how we are maintaining. Now what will be the next stage, that how to run it in a cloud environment, then knowledge of the basic of the cloud, how to maintain the framework in a repository like Git, what are the branching, how multiple people can work together in a single automation framework. Then we need to know the Jenkins in order to schedule our automation script to run, might be nightly or automatically when the build is ready. Then we need to have the knowledge how to optimize the performance of the script, like how we can enable the multi-threading, or might be what are the different available already inbuilt available. For example, the multi-threading by the number of parallel classes what we have in the test engine. So we need to know that part as well. After that we have to learn the any kind of what is a performance testing and little bit knowledge about the performance testing. And for that we can learn any open shift tool, like open source tool like JMeter. Then we need to learn what is a C testing and how to implement that in the day-to-day life, like when we start during the how we can go at a earlier phase to the testing. Then we can know we need to learn the unit and the integration testing, okay. And finally, once we have all this knowledge, then we can learn any type of the any new programming language. For example, if you want to learn JavaScript or Python or C#, then you can learn the new tools like Playwright, and you can compare between Selenium and Playwright, which is having more advantage and why, and which suits your project. And accordingly you can choose the automation tool, and you can go for the DSA, that is the data structure algorithm, in order to minimize the time, how to optimize the framework so that it will be using very less time. Then you need to think about the how to use the AI in your automation testing. For example, if something is taking around 3 to 4 days, and with the help of AI, how sooner you can do it, and how you can use the API of the AI. So this is what I believe, a journey from the beginner to architect. First you need to have the basics of all the things, then you need to master one programming language, then master any one of the testing API, then start going to the next level. Thank you.